Let these 7 steps help you on your journey back to rebuilding a better and stronger version of yourself. Divorce is one of life's most painful trials, a deep rupture not only in your external life, but in your internal world as well. It shatters the structure you've built around your identity, your family, and your future. However, such a crisis is not just a catastrophe. It's also an opportunity for profound transformation. Suffering can be the very force that propels you into greater self-awareness, strength, and order. 1. Confront the chaos. Rebuild order from the ruins. Divorce plunges you into chaos. Everything you thought you knew about your life, your routines, your relationships, your role, has been upended. Life is a constant battle between order and chaos. Divorce represents a descent into the unknown, into a chaotic realm where your previous understanding of stability no longer exists. But this is where growth begins. Confront that chaos directly, and not to run from it. You must wrestle with the pain, the confusion, and the uncertainty. Through that confrontation, you start to rebuild a new structure, a stronger, more resilient order. The key is to not let the chaos consume you, but to use it as raw material to create something new and better. Think of yourself as a builder, standing in the rubble of a once great city that has been destroyed by an earthquake. You can sit in the ruins, mourning the loss, or you can start rebuilding brick by brick. From the ruins, you can construct something more magnificent, more aligned with your true self than ever before. 2. Take responsibility. You must bear the load. You must take absolute responsibility for your life. Never give up even in the midst of great suffering. It's easy to fall into the trap of victimhood after a divorce, to blame your ex, your circumstances, or even life itself. But the path to recovery and growth is through taking full responsibility for your own actions and future. Divorce is painful, yes, but instead of focusing on what was done to you, you need to ask yourself, what can I do now to make my life better? Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything, but it means accepting that you are in control of what happens next. You have the power to rebuild your life, to make it meaningful again, and that starts by taking responsibility for your own well-being. Imagine you are carrying a heavy load up a steep hill. You didn't choose the load, but it's on your shoulders now. You can sit down and curse the weight, or you can stand tall, adjust your grip, and keep moving forward. Every step you take, no matter how painful, brings you closer to the top, and the view from there will be worth the struggle. 3. Find meaning in the suffering. Turn pain into purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." Divorce can feel like senseless suffering, but it's crucial to find meaning in that pain. The pain of divorce isn't something to avoid or escape from. It's something to learn from and grow through. Suffering is inevitable, but meaning is something you create in the midst of that suffering. The question isn't, why is this happening to me? But, how can I grow through this? Divorce can force you to reevaluate your life, your goals, and your deepest values. It can help you discover parts of yourself you were neglecting, or open up new paths of growth you never considered. The suffering has a purpose if you are willing to look deeply enough. Think of your suffering as a crucible, an intense, fiery process where raw material is melted down and purified into something stronger, more refined. You are in the fire now, but you are being forged into a version of yourself that is capable of enduring more, of achieving more, and of finding deeper meaning. 4. Set your house in order. Start with small, tangible actions. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. In the context of divorce, this means starting with the small things you can control in the midst of emotional and mental chaos. Your life might feel like it's falling apart, but you can begin to rebuild by taking responsibility for your immediate environment and actions. Start by cleaning up your physical space, organizing your schedule, and getting your personal habits in order. These small, practical steps give you a foothold in a world that feels chaotic. It's not about making grand gestures right away, but about regaining a sense of control and purpose through manageable actions. These incremental improvements will help you rebuild not just your external world, but also your internal sense of strength and capability. Picture yourself as a gardener in a neglected, overgrown garden. The weeds have taken over. and the flowers are barely visible. You could despair at the mess, but instead, you start by clearing one small patch. By tending to that first patch, you gain momentum, and over time, the entire garden starts to bloom again. 5. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Face the world with confidence. Stand up straight with your shoulders back is more than just about posture. It's about how you present yourself to the world, and more importantly, how you approach life's challenges. After a divorce, you may feel beaten down, humiliated, or uncertain. But by physically embodying confidence, you begin to reclaim your strength. Standing up straight, facing the world head on, signals to both yourself and others that you are not defeated. You are capable. You are resilient, and you are ready to rebuild. Even when you don't feel strong, acting as if you are can shift your mindset and set the tone for how you engage with the challenges ahead. It's not about pretending everything is fine, but about choosing to move forward with dignity and strength. Imagine a soldier in the middle of a battlefield, surrounded by chaos and uncertainty. Instead of cowering, they stand tall, facing the storm head-on, sword in hand. You are that soldier, facing life's trials with resolve and the knowledge that you have the strength to endure and fight for a better future. 6. Pursue the highest good. Aim upward, not backward. After divorce, it's tempting to dwell on the past. What went wrong? Who's to blame? What could have been? I would encourage you to aim upward, to focus on building a better future, rather than being consumed by the failures of the past. You must orient yourself toward the highest possible good, both for yourself and those around you. This means identifying what truly matters to you now, in this new phase of your life. What values will guide you? What goals will you pursue? What kind of person will you become in the wake of this trial? Success in life is about moving toward your ideal self, even when the path is hard, even when it seems unclear. The divorce is not the end. It's a transition, a turning point that gives you the opportunity to build something greater than what was before. Think of yourself as an archer, standing at a crossroads, bow in hand. The target you once aimed for is gone, but now a new horizon opens before you. You draw the bow, focus on a new target, and with every ounce of your being, you aim upward toward the best possible future you can imagine. 7. Sacrifice the old self to rebuild the new. The necessity of sacrifice is imperative to achieve greater meaning and success. In the context of divorce, this means letting go of the person you were in that relationship, the life you had, and the dreams that were tied to it. To move forward, you have to let the old self die. This process is painful, but it's also liberating. You are no longer tied to the past. This is your chance to redefine who you are and what you want your life to be. In sacrificing your old identity, you create the space to grow into someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your highest values. Divorce, then, is not just an end. It's the beginning of a new self, a new life, and a new path. Imagine a phoenix consumed by flames, its old self burning away. The fire is painful, but necessary. From the ashes, a new phoenix rises, stronger, brighter, and ready to soar to greater heights. You are in the flames now, but soon you will rise. Divorce is not just a devastating loss. It's an opportunity for profound transformation. By confronting the chaos, taking responsibility, finding meaning in suffering, and aiming toward a higher purpose, you can emerge from this trial not just healed, but stronger and more capable than before. You must rebuild, brick by brick, and through the fire of suffering, a stronger, more ordered self will emerge.